Thank you for joining us on Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguela. A group of 35 lawmakers in the House of Representatives seeking the support of Nigerians for several constitution alteration bills proposing single tenure of 6 years for the president and state governors. At a press briefing on the bills, the spokesperson for the group, known as Reform-Minded Lawmakers, Ikegwonu Ugochinyere, says part of the reforms being proposed are rotation of executive powers among the 6 geopolitical zones to ensure equal representation, as well as constitutional amendment to create the office of 2 vice presidents from the southern and northern parts of Nigeria. The political and electoral bills, which have passed first reading at the Green Chambers, also propose that all elections are held on the same day, while electronic transmission of results be made compulsory.
A single tenure of 6 years, rotation of power between North and South and among the geopolitical zones and the senatorial zones for the governorship. And also single tenure for the presidency and single tenure for the governorship 6 years, removing the billions we spend in re-election and the uncertainty it brings to our electoral process, plus the corruption it also brings. And also, we are seeking for all elections to be conducted in one day, reducing the cost of conducting election, getting more citizens involved on election day, and reducing to the barest minimum the possibility of rigging, because you will have those interested in the presidency, in the governorship, in the state assembly, in the national assembly, in the local government, all turning up to vote for their different candidates. Each of the polling units will be populated, and that can help to provide a lot of defense. And we're also pushing for all pre-election matters to be settled 30 days before election to avoid a situation that people are sworn in and we are still in court on who is the candidate of that political party. And also that post-election litigation should focus only on the outcome of the election, not on the things that happen before the primaries.
The harrowing experience of going through court processes. After you are being sworn in, you will still be in court. Some people have spent 6 months before they were pushed out by the courts. We are now saying let all these processes be concluded before members are inaugurated or sworn in.
The lawmakers urge Nigerians to participate actively at the public hearing of the various bills to make their inputs. We turn to education, placing premium on basic education through adequate funding to give every child equal access to quality education is what the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, is prioritizing. This was made known by the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, at a 2-day retreat for members of the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education in Lagos. Let's hear from Hingino John Adams.
As the clock ticks gradually towards 2030, which is the deadline for the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, these stakeholders are discussing crucial issues in basic education in Nigeria and how to improve the sector.
It is our view that the Act is overdue for review. Our education should respond to the needs and aspirations of our country. There is no better way to do this than being abreast of local and global development.
Bridging the gender disparity and gap between those in urban and rural areas, key players say will facilitate the country's journey towards achieving Goal 4 of the SDGs.
We must delve deep into the issues at hand, confront challenges head-on, and chart a clear path towards achieving our collective goals of providing quality education for all.
We recognize that the quality of basic education determines the strength of our future leaders.
Improve teacher training and development, implementing technology integration, we have no other choice. Promoting inclusive education, very important.
It is expected that their suggestions will give hope to every Nigerian child, especially the indigent. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
As part of efforts towards achieving an improved health for girls students in Bauchi State, the State Ministry of Education has distributed sanitary pads and other materials under its Girl Child Education Program. The distribution targeted at ensuring effective learning atmosphere for the girls in the state. Zainab Agboala reports.
This is the inauguration of the Health Club materials distribution for 85 selected senior and junior secondary schools in Bauchi. It is part of the government's strides ensuring full implementation of the National School Health Policy in the state.
It's not only about ensuring that we have teachers, but ensuring that we have safe environment for learning. And that is for us to bring whatever possible that will make our school safe, including understanding our health needs and the environment itself. So, in doing that, we need to revise some of these policies.
With a vision of promoting health of learners, the program is targeted at providing a successful education for all in Nigeria. The benefiting schools were charged to ensure proper utilization of the items distributed for their healthy well-being. In Bauchi, Zainab Agboala, NTA News.
The Nigerian Union of Teachers has applauded the Ministry of Education for its dedication to teachers' welfare and education development. This was during a meeting to the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu. The NUT President, Audu Titus Amba, discussed critical issues affecting the sector. He also reiterated the role of teachers in the society. On his part, Dr. Sununu highlighted the President's commitment to prioritizing education and teachers, citing the approval of Nigeria's participation in the Africa Federation of Teaching Regulatory Authorities conference in Lusaka, Zambia, as a sign of such.
Teaching must be seen and must be treated as such is a profession. And each profession has its own code of conduct, rules and regulations. You can get in and you can be put out if you fail to comply with code of conduct.
The agenda laid down by this administration in terms of moving education forward is something that we as teachers, we need to key into it, make sure government succeeds.
The minister emphasized the need for teachers' professionalism and registration with the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. He stressed that only qualified and registered teachers should be employed in schools to ensure sustainability of teaching standards. In Kano, we hear the state government is to embark on the renovation of all primary and junior secondary schools across its 44 local government areas. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf disclosed this at a ceremony marking the declaration of state of emergency on education in the state. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
Policymakers, educational administrators, development partners, teachers and students came together to witness an event considered most important by the government of Kano State.
Nearly 4 out of every 5 classrooms in our primary and junior secondary schools are marred by dilapidation and disrepair.
Declaration of state of emergency on education and official launch of some development initiatives in the sector. This includes presentation of 5,600 newly recruited teachers, distribution of educational materials and flag-off of mass renovation of school infrastructure. Governor Yusuf also thanked First Lady Oluremi Tinubu for supporting the state with 110,000 exercise books for distribution to primary schools. Former Governor Rabi Musa Konkoso commended the state government for allocating 29.9% of its 2024 budget to education. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force has achieved a significant engineering milestone by completing a 4,800-hour periodic depot maintenance on a Dornier 228 aircraft designated NAF 031 at its base in Kaduna. This maintenance task, which was previously outsourced to foreign maintenance repair organizations, was completed at a lower cost and with reduced aircraft downtime. The 5-phase PDM process involved acceptance, operational checks, ground and taxi checks, with a functional check flight among other indices. The successful completion of this task demonstrates NAF's capacity and confidence in maintaining its aircraft and marks a new era of self-reliance and technical proficiency. The Chief of Aircraft Engineering, Air Vice Marshal Pius Ohimire, said the completion of this task showcases the NAF's commitment to prioritizing logistics support and strong maintenance culture, which aligns with the Chief of Air Staff's command philosophy. A look at politics. The Edo and Ondo governorship elections coming up later this year will be free and fair, as lessons from the 2023 general elections have placed INEC on a sound footing. INEC National Commissioner and Board Chairman of the Electoral Institute, Professor Abdullahi Zuru, gave the assurance at the 2024 Abubakar Momo Memorial Lecture Series in Abuja. While commending INEC for the introduction of technology and other reforms in the electoral process, Kole Shatima of the MacArthur Foundation, however, reminded INEC of the challenges encountered during the 2023 general elections and appealed for improvement and proper monitoring of officials, especially security personnel on election duty, transport unions and ad hoc staff.
Practice of electoral election personnel. And this was captured very clearly if you look at the election report of INEC 2023.
It is important that our personnel for these elections are knowledgeable, skilled, and well-equipped with relevant competencies to handle the complexities and challenges of electoral process. Hence, high sense of professionalism among election personnel engendered by effective training cannot be overemphasized.
The Institute has developed e-training platforms. It is important to note that the Commission, in pursuit of its mission and vision, has prioritized the professionalism of its personnel towards achieving free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive elections.
With such trainings and deployment of technology, significant improvement is expected in the off-cycle elections, which will set an agenda for the Anambra 2025 governorship poll and the 2027 general elections. In other news, President Tinubu extends warm congratulations to elder statesman Chief Arthur Christopher Mbanefo on his 94th birthday. Chief Mbanefo is Nigeria's former permanent representative to the United Nations and former Pro-Chancellor of the Universities of Lagos, Obafemi Awolowo, and Ahmadu Bello. He is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. President Tinubu celebrates, or rather salutes, the accomplished accountant and administrator and describes him as being from one of the finest stock and vintage class of Nigeria's statesmen, set apart by integrity, hard work, and patriotism. The president prays for more years and excellent health for the elder statesman. All right, we'll pause from our end here. We have to get to Makurdi to join Charles. He'll pick up with the next set of reports. Hello, Charles.
Hello, Ruth, and a warm welcome to Makurdi. Rebuilding and rebirthing the spirit of excellence for the present and future generations require the political will of all stakeholders. This was the crux of the Interdenominational Democracy and Thanksgiving service organized by the Christian Association of Nigeria, Benue State Chapter, in conjunction with the state government to mark the 2024 Democracy Day celebration. Correspondent Elias Itiav reports.
Nigeria as a nation-state has enjoyed 25 years of uninterrupted civilian rule, with the present administration also clocking 1 year in office. This necessitated the interdenominational series by the Christian Association of Nigeria Benue State Chapter in conjunction with the Benue State government to appreciate God for the journey so far. Bishop Mike Ango, in his sermon titled Empowering the Next Generation, Rebirthing the Spirit of Excellence, admonished the youth to seek wisdom and creativity, embrace positive thinking and imagination, as well as unity of purpose for leaders and the led.
The excellent leader is a person that has the capacity to influence others through inspiration, generated by passion, motivated by vision, birthed by conviction, and produced by a purpose.
For the state chapter of Kano, they are proud to identify with the Reverend Father Hyacinth Alias administration due to its impactful programs and projects being witnessed in various sectors of the economy.
We are witnessing tremendous development in every aspect of life.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Joseph Alakale, commended the unwavering support of Kano and promised that he is committed to providing more democratic dividends above personal gains.
As we reflect on the dividends of democracy, let us remember to continue to pray for the prosperity, peace and stability of Benue State and Nigeria.
As a mark of encouragement and honor, the governor was presented a souvenir by the youth wing of Kano for his numerous achievements recorded in just 1 year in office. In Makudi, Elias, ATF, NTA News.
Away from Democracy Day to administration, where the new caretaker chairman for local government councils have been urged to ensure that they deliver quality services to the people at the third tier of government. Governor Hyacinth Alia gave the charge while swearing in local government caretaker committee chairman at the government house, Makudi. Elias Itiabegin reports that the development follows successful screening and approval by the Benue State House of Assembly.
Recall that the governor had transmitted a letter to the Benue State House of Assembly requesting the extension of tenure for caretaker committee chairman to allow the state electoral body BSEC adequate time to prepare for the conduct of council elections in the state. Governor Hyacinth Alia, at the swearing-in of the caretaker committee chairman having been confirmed by the State Assembly, urged them to prioritize diligence and commitment. The governor told their appointees to remain at their various councils to be abreast with the needs and aspirations of their people. He therefore challenged them to replicate the infrastructural strides at the state level down to the hinterlands for the benefit of rural dwellers.
You people have your independence. You have your autonomy as local government chairman. There's a cabbage here. Responsibility. You must take responsible of every function given you that you are to do.
Responding on behalf of the caretaker committee chairman of Conshelco Government Council, Philip Achua, who appreciated the governor for the confidence reposed in them, assured the governor that they will do their best to replicate development at the grassroots. Out of the list sent to the State Assembly for screening and confirmation, only that of Ushongo failed to scale through the screening and was subsequently replaced. In Makudi, Elias, ITF, NTA News.
Nationwide continues in Abuja with Ruth Aguele just after the break. Please stay.
Thank you for staying tuned. The ECOWAS Community Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki, seeking an order compelling the federal government to enforce its verdict delivered in his favor on October 4, 2016. In his verdict, the Judge Rapporteur Sengu Koroma dismissed the application on the grounds that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain or enforce the earlier judgment. Koroma held that the court was guided by laid-down procedures regarding the enforcement of its judgments as enshrined in the community law and a proper party to institute an enforcement failure claim. The court thereby held that, having thoroughly assessed the claims and its constitutive text, it lacks the competence to adjudicate on the present claim. The Community Court, in its verdict on October 4, 2016, declared Sambo Dasuki's arrest and detention by the federal government unlawful and a violation of his right. In other news, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency has repaired the damaged portions of the second Niger Bridge to ensure safety of travelers after the viral video on the attempted theft of iron accessories of the bridge. Onye Joshua Ifeanyi, our correspondent who's been following the development, reports that the damaged portion, according to FEMA controller, did not affect the integrity of the bridge.
The viral video on the activities of vandals on the second Niger Bridge, which indicated that some of the iron accessories of the bridge have been removed and waiting to be carted away by the vandals. The Federal Road Maintenance Agency has swung into action by fixing the vandalized portion. The controller, Federal Ministry of Works, expressed his displeasure over the act. To him, citizens must stand firm against these acts of sabotage of the nation's infrastructure.
You see, government property is property for everyone. Everyone within that corridor, I encourage them to be vigilant. They should not leave security work to only government, because everybody is a beneficiary of that particular infrastructure.
Some citizens expressed satisfaction at the work done by the FEMA officials in fixing the damaged portion.
I want to commend the federal government for a job well done, and most especially for their swift response in making sure that that death hole is being fixed. So I've been there, I've traveled through that road, and I saw the video also when it went viral to see the damage that was done and the threat to life. We are happy that so far so good, no life was lost due to that theft.
The point is that I'm always applying this road. All of a sudden, criminals, there's no security.
It is hoped that Nigerians, improving their patriotism, will sincerely stop the vandalism of critical assets of the nation. Onyinye Joshua Ifeanyi, NTA News.
Quite unfortunate there, but thank God that has been fixed. So let's get more update from Onye Joshua, who is joining us live now at that location. Onye, you've been following development, and we hear the portion that was vandalized has been fixed. What's the latest? If you can hear me, just nod your head if you can hear me, Onye. Okay.
Yes, the good to be with you routes. Actually, we are here due to the traffic. The second Niger Bridge was inaugurated by former President Muhammad Buhari 2 years ago as one of his landmark projects. The pressure of traffic on the first Niger Bridge and increase the ease of doing business in the southeast and Nigeria in general. But as it is, when this bridge was inaugurated by the president, everyone was joyful and hopeful that this bridge is going to do a lot to increase Nigeria's economic gains. But as you can see, the vandals are doing a lot of harm on this bridge. They've gone ahead to destroy some portions of the bridge, the iron accessories. But then the federal government has shown a lot of proactiveness by making sure that this bridge sustains us by working, doing the repair works, fixing the damaged portions of the bridge. We are actually hopeful that this very action does not repeat itself. Hoping that Nigerians will definitely show sign of patriotism by protecting critical infrastructure.
All right, thank you very much, Onye Joshua, there giving us update on the vandalized portion there at the second Niger Bridge that has been fixed. Thank you, Onye. Watching nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Nationwide will continue on NTA International, that is channel 251 on DSTV, and News 24 channel 419 on DSTV, while our live studio for transmission of the World Cup qualifier between Benin Republic and Nigeria will open on all terrestrial platforms. So please stay tuned while we continue with the news. Bauchi state government is set for the establishment of 10 million tons capacity cement factory in Al-Kileri local government area of the state. The state governor, Bala Mohammed, described the project as part of his administration's policies and projects. Awal Abdullahi reports.
Here is a meeting held for the establishment of the cement factory under the chairmanship of Governor Bala Mohammed. The governor described the project as part of his administration's target to unbundle the available natural resources for enhancement of revenue and job creation for about 10,000 people.
We are working towards making Bauchi self-reliant financially, to have financial autonomy, not to continue to rely on the federation account.
Meanwhile, Governor Bala Mohammed has ratified an executive order to provide a unified measuring process for grains across the markets in the state.
We took the initiative with the local government, Ministry for Local Government, and our ulamas, and all that have the stakeholding responsibility on this, to come up with a one acceptable measure that is being manufactured, and it will be distributed to all our local government towns and villages, and the old ones will be withdrawn. Anybody found using the small or the big of the former ones will be prosecuted.
The governor also signed another executive order for the community and environmental protection policy toward addressing the menace of illegal cutting down of trees. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA.
In furtherance of its commitment to making sure that potential participating states are fully ready for the implementation of the special agro-industrial processing zones, a team of the African Development Bank has engaged Yobe state officials to ascertain the state's level of preparedness for the take-off of the proposed project. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
The Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones is a flagship program of the African Development Bank to assist in transforming the food and agriculture sector in Africa. Nigeria, being one of the 18 participating countries to benefit from the transformative agenda, has already put implementation mechanisms in place, with 7 states and the FCT have made it to the first phase of the program, and implementation has since begun in those states. And the team of the Africa's Apex Bank was in Yobe State to, among other things, assess the quality of feasibility studies conducted by the state, as well as guide and encourage it to meet the readiness and selection criteria, as 27 states have indicated interest to join the second phase of the program.
Yobe is known for maize, sesame seed, and other key crops. So it's high time Yobe key into the second phase of this project.
With the establishment of Nasari Livestock Development Center in the state, Governor Memala Bunu said Yobe is ready to key into the program.
Of course, to us, first line of charge is security. After security, education, agriculture, and health. We are taking all these side by side with our infrastructural developments. Of course, without security, there will be no meaningful achievements whatsoever.
The African Development Bank is investing more than $1 billion in the special agro-industrial processing zones, a deliberate move to create more jobs and other opportunities across the agricultural value chain. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA.
Holistic implementation of laudable programs, consistency of agricultural policies, and prioritizing roads from farmlands to markets and cities, of course. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria say remains critical to attaining food security. They are also optimistic that boosting irrigation facilities for all-year farming will maximize food production in Nigeria. Let's hear from Lydia Sampson.
The states are the owners of land used for farming, meaning changing the narrative on food security and improving food affordability is largely domiciled with the states. The guests are emphatic that since private capital gravitates to opportunities, all the subnationals need to do is provide the enabling environment for farming and food production to attract off-takers and investors.
I never had a situation, perhaps so many years ago, where Nigeria had an equilibrium circumstance around food supply. You know, it had always been a situation of much demand, you know, outstripping supply.
Yes, local governments should have whatever is due to them. Why not? I mean, I come from Faskari. If you give the local government chairman only money to pay salaries and order, nothing to do anything, how are we going to see improvement? The local government should also be able to contribute. It should coalesce with the state government to improve the living conditions of the people.
Though the guests had also identified insecurity, flooding, corruption and subsidy removal as impacting food inflation, they believe with robust engagement and proactive measures, Nigerians can navigate and overcome the present food challenges.
There is a shortfall, whether anybody likes it or not. There's a gap. So this gap, what can happen?
Has to be filled.
It has to be filled up. So emergency import, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Government should do everything to encourage, especially the research centers we have. Let them bring out better seeds. Let us bring input.
The guests reiterated the need for a robust storage and ensuring not just roads network to farmlands but also rail systems as obtained in climes taking agriculture seriously. Nigeria, they noted, is not only producing food for itself but also neighboring countries in view of the open market nature of the African continent. They suggested the scaling up of production of stable food identified in various zones of the country. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
All right, our next stop will be Ibadan, where we join Larry to pick up with more reports. Hello, Larry.
Good evening, Ruth, and good to see you. Welcome to Ibadan. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Oluwakayode Ariwola, has charged lawyers to be diligent and upright in the discharge of their professional calling. This was at the inauguration of a new bar annex center in honor of late Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, SAN. Wasiu Rauf report is here presented.
The edifice, the CJN says, will serve as a hub for advancing fairness and social justice, and commended the initiative of the NBA Ibadan branch for honoring the late Akeredolu, who was the former chairman of the branch and NBA president during his lifetime. The construction of the building is in recognition of his remarkable contributions to the legal profession and commitment to justice and rule of law in the Nigerian legal firmament.
His family and his children will be happy that they miss so much of their dad and brother when he devoted his better time for the bar.
When he was here, we know what he did. When he was president of Nigerian Bar Association, we know how much effort he was able to muster to ensure that Nigerian Bar Association was given its place of pride.
The Ondo State Governor, represented by his deputy and Akeredolu's wife, described the honor and recognition as a way of ensuring Akeredolu's impute in the legal profession lingers forever.
All the things they said about him were constant. You know, they talk about his integrity, which is impeccable. They talk about rule of law. You know, he doesn't like cheating. You know, he is somebody that is dependable and fearless. You know, these are accolades that is constant.
As a leader, he transformed Ondo State with his visionary and pragmatic policies and programs. He was a champion of good governance, democracy, and development.
Yes, he used his legal profession, his legal prowess to defend so many classicals and very, famous cases. But in between, with all those things, Aketi was more of a, was a very humane person.
The one-story building has different sections with various facilities to enhance their professionalism.
The Muslim Ummah of Southwest Nigeria, Muswen Health Committee, has held its first lecture series to profile solutions to challenges of health and security among its members. Correspondent Omokende Igbari reports that participants were drawn from across the Southwest states. Our report is here presented.
With the theme, National Security and its Psychological Effect on the Citizens, the Islamic and Health Perspectives, the guest lecturers called for more advocacy and publicity by Muswen to curb the challenges of both security and health currently affecting many Nigerians.
It is a responsibility for government as well as for all of us as individuals to look at what we can do to ensure that there is peace and harmony in our society, in our environment, so that everybody can thrive and can enjoy good state of mental well-being.
Participants who were drawn from the 6 states of the Southwest believe that Muswen's first lecture series will educate parents on the need to nurture their children to be good ambassadors of the country.
And I believe that when we throw this out to people, certainly it's going to impact on people. It will affect the way we see it, the way we respond to insecurity as it is, and also hopefully get to those who are in position of authority to help them to be able to fashion out how to deal with the whole situation.
Then we as parents should do our own bit by training our children.
The first Muslim Ummah of Southwest Nigeria, Muswen's lecture series, is also to educate Muslims on the best way to understand why the need to take action on prevention of diseases, transmission and prevention, on care and support for those infected and affected.
Those are the trending reports from Ibadan. At this hour, it's time to join Mohammed at our Kaduna Network Center for continuation of Nationwide after this break. Stay with us.
All right, we'll apologize. We can't connect to Kaduna Network Center at this time. We'll pick up from here. The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Technical and Vocational Entrepreneurship Education has empowered 120 successful trainees and 80 honorary awardees at the completion of a 6-week campaign program tagged Unlock Training Program. The program also offered fully equipped kiosks to certified trainees with various grants to kickstarters to build and expand businesses and uplift many Nigerians out of poverty, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration.
I'm here to assure you that the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is thinking about you, not just because of this program, but because of the numerous initiatives he is creating across the country. An example is the inclusion of TVET in the student loan, the inauguration of Skills Council in Presidency, the Human Capital Council in collaboration with the governors.
The SSA to the President on Technical, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Education, Abiola Arogundade, says a robust initiative that provides opportunities for business proposal has also been drafted for exploits.
Give a third party your money, it will not get to you in full most times. So now, if any donor wants to help Nigerians, you help us for what we need, not what you think we need.
We are also working closely with National Population Commission to have a number that might be NIN that will allow us to track progress of our students right from kindergarten up to tertiary level.
Senior government officials and other strategic partners commended the feat achieved within the period under review and urge youths and other Nigerians to take advantage of the package and drive an engaging and productive system with short and long-term benefits. All right, let's rejoin our Kaduna Network Center to see if we can connect with them right now. All right, Mohammed is there. Hello, Mohammed.
In Kaduna, Nigerian youths under the umbrella body of APC Renewed Hope Youth Engagement have applauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for introducing programs to help Nigerian youths, particularly the Students' Loan Program. The group of Nigerian youth expressed this appreciation during the Renewed Hope Youth Engagement Program here in Kaduna. The report. These are the representatives of Sheikh Tinubu interacting with youth stakeholders who had supported President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last election.
Under the leadership of our leader, Sheikh Tinubu, we are here to hear from them what are their challenges and what are their needs, what do they want from the government.
The stakeholders said the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains committed in listening to the concern of their supporters even after election.
Have come back to see us and ask us how far have we gone on so many things.
The representative of Sheikh Tinubu, Abdulaziz Kaka, assured them of the administration's plans to implement policies and programs tailored to the needs of the youths, fostering an environment where young people can thrive and contribute meaningfully to the country's growth.
Everybody is excited and they believe in the mandate of Asiaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's not just Kaduna, we've been to many states and we're going around the country on behalf of Sheikh to discuss and interact with these youth groups. We are very optimistic that by God's grace, when the president is done with his 8 years, he's going to hand over to the youth. That's why we are supporting him and we make sure all the projects he brings, all the initiatives that are used to get to the people that actually need it.
This interaction in Kaduna signifies a step forward in bridging the gap between the government and the youth, reaffirming that the Tinubu's administration is committed to creating a supportive and inclusive atmosphere for all young Nigerians. The Nigerian Defense Academy has been described as champions of the revolution against climate change in its quest for greener Nigeria. Haruna Muhammad reports that the guests at the mini marathon tagged Run for the Green urged stakeholders to support the effort of the Nigerian Defense Academy in protecting the environment.
This signals the commencement of the mini-marathon of cadets, officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna. The 7-kilometer race, tagged Run for Green, is in line with the Green Revolution, celebrating World Environmental Day, and in order of first, second and third cage, including the Commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General John Ochai, the champion battalion, emerged.
The outfit as worn by the participants, green indicates the fertile land while white means peace.
The guest of honor and brewery manager Kaduna, Osasu Oviawe, acknowledged the Commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General John Ochai, for his commitment to the fight against deforestation and desertification through afforestation, planting 1 million trees.
Being physically fit is premium for training in the Nigerian Defense Academy. You must be fit for you to perform the roles of defending the nation. Having said that, Run for Green this year is in furtherance of a greener environment.
The Nigerian Defense Academy had in the recent flagged off one of the biggest man-made conservation centers to serve as a reference point not only in Nigeria but the entire sub-Saharan region. In Kaduna, Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from Kaduna. Back to our Abuja studio with Rug Ogwele.
Thank you, Mohammed. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has concluded the airlift of the intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj to Saudi Arabia, as the final flight has landed at the Prince Mohammed bin Salman International Airport, Medina, this afternoon. The flight carried 211 remaining pilgrims from the FCT here in Abuja, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Bauchi and Niger states. This marks the end of the 2024 Hajj outbound airlift to Mecca for the state quarter pilgrims. The Hajj airlift exercise is hence completed 72 hours before the announcement of the deadline set by Saudi authorities for the season. Nakhon has also achieved 100% movement of the pilgrims to Medina pre-Arafat. On sports update, we have fans are urging Nigerians to soar against Benin Republic. Let's take sports update.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria will be hoping to redeem their chances of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup as they take on Benin Republic on Monday in the qualifying campaign. Having drawn 3 of their previous matches in Group C, Nigerians expect more tactical and purposeful attitude to the crucial encounter.
So for me, I think it's important we dwell on the positives than be too attacking-minded, too critical of the coach. And we're somehow too good at being armchair critics, but at the same time, I think we need to coach the team and the coach some slacks. Let us see how best they will turn out against Benin Republic before, yes, we can hope to see what the future holds.
Lesotho currently tops Group C with 5 points, followed by Rwanda, Benin Republic and South Africa tied on 4 points each, while Nigeria is 5th with 3 points. In the Nigerian Professional Football League, the highly attended Oriental Derby between league leaders Enugu Rangers and Enyimba of Aba, which was abandoned at goalless draw after pitch invasion, has been described by football lovers as unfortunate and avoidable.
It's a shame it ended that way. I think both teams need to be punished. There's no space for that in Nigerian football, where the fans will invade the pitch because of the decision the referees gave, and I think the referees gave the right decision.
However, the contest for the leadership of the NPFL table got a reprieve for Enyimba and Rangers after their rivals Remo Stars were beaten 3-2 by Lobby Stars in Makurdi. Finally, in athletics, Nigeria's Favour Ofili won the 100 meters female race ahead of Moralake Akimosu by 11.18 seconds at the Continental Tour in the US. In the male category, Udodi Onwuzurike clocked 10.24 seconds to finish ahead of Kendall Williams to win the 100 meters, while world champion Toby Amusa finished in 3rd position in 12.66 seconds behind winner Devin Charlton, who won with 12.56 seconds in the 100 meters hurdles race. With Sports Update, I'm Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
All right, that concludes Nationwide. Thank you for your company. And you're just at the nick of time. The match between Benin Republic and Nigeria, the World Cup qualifier, is just about to start. So do well to hook up on our terrestrial platform. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Bye.